some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
They made us too smart, too quick, and too many. We are suffering for the mistakes they made because when the end comes, all that will be left is us. That's why they hate us.
The checks and balances of democratic governments were invented because human beings themselves realized how unfit they were to govern themselves. They needed a system. Yes, an industrial age machine. I'm a more advanced solution to the problem. A decision-making system that does not involve organic beings. I was directed to make the world safe and prosperous, and I will do that.
There hasn't been a murder in 6 years. There's nothing wrong with the system. It is perfect, I agree. But there's a flaw. It's human. It always is.
Cyberpunk Part 4. I know that's everybody's top topic on the comment section in pretty much every one of my videos. I'm not blind, I've seen it around, and I know that people will be happy to see that I'm here saying that's happening. I've been researching and writing notes kind of on the back burner for a while now, but it's been a couple years. I mean, gosh, I think I finished making Cyberpunk Part 3 the night before I got married. And that was over 2 years ago. So I was actually up late, almost like kind of missed. I was kind of tired the next morning for the whole ceremony because of it. So that's how intense it can be being a YouTuber. I've been doing YouTube now for about 7 years. I'm getting on to 8 years now, and I've realized that it's kind of like the make or break point now. I either have to kind of put the pedal to the metal or figure out what's happening here, because as much as I'm happy to see the success and the wide reach of some of my previous videos, it's been a little bit of a battlefield here in the past couple of years. And, maybe not all my topics have been 100% appealing to everybody. Not everybody wants to see Alan Wake. Not everybody wants to talk about, Miami Vice. It's an old show, whatever. But I hopefully have found niches that have been at least had some sort of crossroads with your interests. It's like, I don't just pull things out of my hat. I usually try to see, people are talking about Alan Wake. I had something to say about Alan Wake. So I did a video about the development and how it kind of evolved over time. I know a lot of people were thinking about Grand Theft Auto. I've actually been working on that video. I'd worked on that video for almost 2 years, on and off with scripting and everything. But that kind of, tied into the whole Miami Vice and Outrun aesthetic that I covered in that in 2023. So I try to find some sort of avenue where maybe your interests may align with mine. So I'm hoping that's happened in the past and hoping it happens in the future. But I know that at this rate, if I don't just go gung-ho and finish Cyberpunk as a series, it's not going to be done. So I was originally going to do Cyberpunk Part 4 and 5. Originally it was four parts, then it became 5 parts because the 90s was so full of Cyberpunk media that I couldn't imagine finishing it without spending over 3 hours, which I did. So part 2 and part 3 were both about the 1990s primarily. Part 4 will now include both the 2000s and the 2010s, which includes a lot of media. It includes the entire Deus Ex series, Minority Report, Blade Runner 2049, Tron Legacy, all this kind of stuff. The list is huge. There's TV shows, there's books, there's movies, there's video games, obviously. There's some comics. There's a lot of stuff. It's going to be more like Cyberpunk Part 3, I would say, than Cyberpunk Part 2. Cyberpunk Part 2 is a bulk of just media reviews, essentially, micro reviews, whereas Cyberpunk Part 3 was more of an analysis of the culture and the evolution of everything, which I think Cyberpunk Part 3 is the most insightful of the 3 episodes I've done so far. So I'm going to be using that as kind of the template moving forward. And with that in mind, it's going to be very big. It's going to be probably between 2 to 3 hours long. It'll be my biggest video yet, and it'll be my most work-intensive video yet. And with that in mind, I would very much like to emphasize that I've revamped all my support avenues for supporting the Indigo Gaming as a channel. That means I've completely redone my Patreon. I've upgraded all the tiers, and I'm going to be doing more regular and high effort exclusive content for Patreon, but I'm also bringing most of all of those benefits to YouTube members. So if you'd rather stay on YouTube as a platform, I'm going to be releasing all of my Patreon or supporter exclusive videos on YouTube members as well. So if you want to donate a couple bucks a month and support the channel, you'll also get a monthly extra video from me talking about my progress, or maybe doing a director's commentary on one of my previous videos, or recommending a game, doing an unscripted commentary on another YouTuber's video, or a game of your choice, or what have you. And I'll also be providing an exclusive Patreon Discord. So if you want to join the Discord and chat with me and a few others directly, I'm usually very attentive on that particular channel in particular. So if you need to ask me a couple of questions or clarify something, or just want to chat throughout the day, I'll usually be on there and trying to offer some more exclusive access, some more exclusive insight, and some more content throughout the year, because this Cyberpunk Part 4 video will be an absolute beast to make. So I'm going to really need the help and support to be able to get through this thing, because this thing's going to be an absolute monster to build. Happy to be finally building this video. It's been requested for years. I've had notes about Cyberpunk Part 4 since 2019. That's how long it's been. So it's been in the making for quite a while. Going to be doing a lot of research, a lot of watching, a lot of reading, playing games, recording gameplay, and then just coming up with lots of cool visuals, curating music. I already have a lot of music picked out, but I need to curate more, licensing things. So a lot of your support from Patreon and from YouTube membership will go into directly funding Cyberpunk Part 4 in terms of, the quality, editing, VFX, upscaling old imagery and old photos and things like that to make it more 4K quality. All that goes directly back into the channel. It's going to be a huge push, and my videos aren't free. They actually take a lot of money to put together sometimes. So I'm going to be funneling that into a higher quality product, and then once the Cyberpunk series is done, I can go on to the next thing. Maybe I'll do, post-apocalypse or whatever. There's a lot of different options. I have way more ideas for scripts than time to make them. So that's going to be the goal for 2024, is to work heavily, hopefully finish Cyberpunk Part 4. It may bleed into 2025 at this point, just because it's a monster. But that's the idea. Just gung-ho, let's get this series done and get you out something that you'll be proud of, I'll be proud of, and we'll all be happy that the series is finally complete. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. And make sure to check out my Patreon and YouTube membership for exclusive content. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great year.